Hey guy, I know you probably want to, but you don't actually need to tell me that I have two distinctly different hair colors fighting to the death on top of my head. I am aware of that. I am also aware of the fact that they are both losing. So a little over a year ago, I got an ad for something called the Cove, an almost $500 sleep headset that was touted to me as a hug for your mind. Not that there's literally any other information in this ad. It's just kind of floating there, and I guess you're supposed to be like, well, it emits vibrations, so it's got to do something, right? As expected, the website focused more on buzzwords than anything else. Enjoy life more by stressing less. Cove makes peace of mind effortless. Cove plus TV equals evening serenity. I feel like it's such a cop-out to be like, this thing will make your brain calmer. Just, make sure to wear it while doing something you enjoy. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Like, I wonder what's making me happier right now. Is it the show that I like? Or the piece of plastic I put on my head? The most notable scientific citation they have is something called interoception, the sixth sense that we've conveniently never heard of. Because how can I say that they're wrong if I don't even know what that is? Anyway, at a price point of $490, I didn't end up buying it at the time because it was so expensive and supposedly life-changing. I figured I would save it for its own video one day. But before long, I noticed that the Amazon link I had bookmarked changed it to say currently unavailable. So I thought maybe they're coming out with a newer version. I guess I'll just wait and see. Cut to about a month ago, I checked their website again and the Cove has been discontinued. No! Where am I gonna get my interoception from now? Here is their explanation. In an effort to scale Cove's proprietary technology to reach as many people as possible, we have made the strategic decision to discontinue the Cove product line as it exists today and will no longer be selling directly to consumers. Huh? In an effort to get the Cove to as many people as possible, we will no longer be making or selling them. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, so maybe they explained it more somewhere else? No posts in over 10 weeks, and you can't comment on their Instagram, and you can't comment on their Facebook, and you can't reply to any of their tweets. Now, I can't say for certain that they're trying to hide something, but I can say that if you were trying to hide something, this is how you would do it. I tried to look more into it, and all I could find is just like article after article over the past couple of years of people either saying, it kinda helped me, I think, or that it was a huge waste of money. And then all of a sudden, it's just gone? So I don't know what happened for sure. The wording of their statement almost makes it sound like they sold their technology to another company. Maybe because they didn't actually believe in it that much in the first place, so as soon as I got an offer to cash out and disappear, they jumped on the opportunity. But either way, this abrupt departure and nebulous goodbye message is not really a great look for them after spending 2 years promising to change people's lives. Well, it seems we've killed the man, but not the idea. There are now seemingly dozens of copycat headsets and watches and vibrating eggs you put on your chest. A whole slew of little devices that each cost hundreds of dollars, all with the same promise of fixing your broken brain, usually backed up by vague in-house research. I mean, we think it works pretty good. And can you guess what all of these things have in common? That's right, I've gotten ads for every single one of them on Instagram. If I had to guess why, it's because about a month ago, I had the worst panic attack of my life, which honestly is saying something because in the past I've talked about having to go to the ER from panic attacks. But this one was terrifying. For a little over 2 hours, I thought I was going to throw up, pass out, suffocate, die, any or all of those things. And as panic attacks do, it eventually went away and I'm doing a lot better now. I mean, the next day I was feeling great. It was just, that's how anxiety is. It comes up out of nowhere sometimes and it feels like debilitating, like there's nothing you can do to stop it or that it will never go away. So even though I'm in a much better mental state now, words still got out that, sometimes my brain forgets we're supposed to be on the same team, and Instagram has been having a field day with this. Mind Bloom, Brain Luxury Inc., Call Me Go, Mendy, Leaf, Apollo Neuro, Sensate, The Neo Rhythm by Omnipimp, a sleep insert that's that's implanted into your body? You think I'm gonna buy a surgery from Instagram? Right away with these ads, there was a pretty big red flag for me when this guy popped up. If you've watched some of my other videos, you may recognize him from a very different Instagram ad for the work oney.
There's even a flap on the back, just in case.
So it's like, okay, maybe this is not a connoisseur of internet gadgets. This is a paid actor. And that doesn't mean that this product can't work, but it does sort of break the illusion that this is just a candid testimonial.
Working several jobs, I tend to have high stress and anxiety buildup. I decided to try this product right here to help with that. This product is clinically proven to decrease stress and anxiety in 8 weeks or less.
8 weeks is a long time to have something taped to my chest, not even knowing if it's gonna work or not. Also, a lot can change in the span of 8 weeks. Like, there's so many factors that go into mental health that it's almost hard to like even point to this as the sole reason why your stress or anxiety would go down.
The Leaf is a wearable device that utilizes vibration feedback to assist in regulated breathing and increase your heart rate variability.
But all right, product number 1 uses vibration feedback. Product number 2 is the Mindy.
I had been using it probably about 3 times a week for a couple of months, and then went to a conference with my husband. I was sitting there listening and thought, okay, pay attention and focus. And as I did that, I realized I was focusing.
All right, that's very anecdotal.
The Mindy is working.
At least the other one, they said vibration feedback. This one, she's just like, I put it on my head 3 times and then I was able to listen better at a conference. The headset is used to measure your brain activity. It automatically connects to Mindy's app. Okay, but what does it do? Follow your progress and get lifestyle recommendations that help you boost your training and brain health further. Okay, but what does it do? Controlling mood, increasing focus, improving sleep. But how? How does it do those things? The training game shows what's happening in your brain. Simply focus to make the ball rise. Okay, so it doesn't like do anything to my brain, but it can measure my brain's activity. I can sort of train myself to focus by rewarding my brain when it does a good job, I guess. Up next, we have another headset. It's called the Neo Rhythm.
I swear by my Neo Rhythm.
Notice big differences. I'm able to fall asleep faster.
Okay, so it helps you sleep.
Able to get a lot more work done.
Okay, so it helps you stay awake.
This little miracle of a device has kept me up for the past 8 hours.
Okay, so it keeps you from sleeping.
I was really skeptical, like, it looks like a Halloween costume, let's be real. But I have to say, I think it's actually working.
All right, well, I mean, if she thinks it's working, then I gotta spend $300 on it. Neo Rhythm is a pulsed electromagnetic field therapy device that emits corresponding dominant and accompanying frequencies to which the brain synchronizes, creating a perfect mental environment for the desired state of mind. The fuck? I guess I'm just skeptical on how the same device could help you do 2 opposite tasks. How does it know whether I'm trying to sleep or stay awake? Well, let's see the reviews. I like the idea, I just have not felt any benefits or difference from using the device. Seems to be a scam. The product does not have an efficacy beyond that of a placebo. It's hard to know if you're improving as there is no feedback. My experience so far has been no different than if I'd purchased a really expensive piece of plastic with an LED light on it. I've tried almost daily for several months as a sleep aid, but can't say I've noticed any difference. Damn. But still, way more people seem to swear by it than the amount of people that think it sucks. Maybe they're just doing it wrong. Maybe they're just stupid. So those are things you put on your head. You've also got the Apollo that you put on your wrist.
Why I can't go a day without this wearable. It improved the quality of my sleep. I've never slept better than when I started using the Apollo wearable.
Okay, so it helps you sleep.
It helps me focus when I'm working. My productivity has almost doubled since buying the Apollo wearable.
Okay, so it helps keep you awake.
It's kind of like a wearable hug for your nervous system.
I mean, that sounds good, but like, what does that mean? Like, I don't want to hear a metaphor of what it's like. I just want to know what it does. So this one is the one I've heard the most about. I've heard it mentioned on podcasts before. It's also the most expensive out of all these products, although they're all about the same price. So we'll see. Product number 5, we've got the Sensate, which is described as a pebble that emits infrasonic vibrations to tone the vagus nerve and improve overall well-being. From what I can tell, you put it on your chest while meditating, and then it like makes you calmer over time. Now, if this is a product you have to use while meditating, it's it's hard to really know if it's actually doing anything, right? Because meditation in itself is something you can do to calm yourself down. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. So if you meditate with this egg on your chest and then you feel better, was it the egg or was it the meditation? Who's to say, you know? Guess there's no way to prove it. And then the last product is called the Calm Go. It's pretty different from all the others, but kind of has the same goal. Everything's better now.
So how do you look so calm? I use Calm Go. It's a little device that helps calm you down when you're anxious.
Okay, so it's like an inhaler that you breathe into and you're having a panic attack, and I guess it smells good. The thing is, though, like my first impression of this is that out of all of these products, this would be the most helpful because it doesn't rely on doing some invisible thing like emitting magnetic rays into your brain. I can't see that, so I don't know if it's actually doing that. Whenever I'm anxious, the first thing I'll try to do is like pay attention to my breathing. I'll breathe in slowly and breathe out. And if that's what this thing is helping you do, then like, even though it's overpriced and you can breathe for free, at least it's like doing a physical thing to help you. So you probably notice I'm a little skeptical of almost all of these products. I want to believe that the science is all true and it's all legitimate. I want to believe that these companies truly just set out to help people on their journey. But let's be real about it. As more and more people talk about mental health struggles, there are other people who look at that as a new market to target. It is an ever-growing demographic of people who are probably seen as easily exploitable. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to just be like, oh boy, all this stuff is gonna fix my brain. Because you wanna know how much money I spent on 6 devices? $1,462.96. $1,462.
Hi, welcome to the unboxing couch. This is where I will take things out of a box and put them on my head. Now, any mathematicians watching may have noticed that I bought 6 products and yet I only have 4 boxes. What's up with that? Looks like DHL had an issue delivering the Neorhythm and it's currently stuck in Slovenia. And the Sensate egg ball is on back order. You'd think maybe they could have told me that before I paid for it, but then, you know, I might not have bought it and then they wouldn't get any money. So why would we tell you that? Usually I would try to be a little bit more understanding about this. I know that there's supply chain issues. I know that things get delayed all the time. But I do feel like if you're gonna market yourself as like the we made this product because we care about people company, then, you know, maybe you should have slightly higher standards. At the very least, once you're aware of the fact that you don't have any of a product left, maybe stop taking orders. Even though I have no idea when my Sensate will show up, I can still go on the website and buy another one. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't really seem like you care that much about people's mental health when you're willing to just hoard their money for an indefinite amount of time. So I don't think I'm gonna get this one in time to include it in the video, which is unfortunate because I think it might help alleviate some of the stress that it is causing me. But honestly, I don't know if I had super high hopes anyway for a product whose worst reviews are all like, it's broken, it broke. And the best reviews are like, it was great until it broke. Hey, it can't stop working if you never get it in the first place. Mindy was one that you put on your head, right? I'll start with that. What is the point of this? It's in a box, wrapped in bubble wrap, inside another box. And then for extra protection, they put in 1 sheet of paper. This is how it arrived in one piece. Oh, it's beautiful. Finally, I can pay attention at the conference. Welcome to Mindy. Inside this box, you have one of the very first Mindy devices to ever see the light of day. Guess they haven't sold that many. Important product and legal information. This product is illegal to use. Good to know. Now here's the goods right here. Hell. I don't think I'm supposed to put it on my head yet, but obviously I'm gonna put it on my head. So this one has no information on it. I just have to download an app. Ooh, the app has a 3.6, not great. And from all I know about this, like the whole thing is the app. So if the app sucks, then the product is useless. So that's not a great sign. Mindy doesn't have enough variety. It is currently only the ball game and 1 music piece. For something you are encouraged to do at least 3 times a week, 5 minutes a session, I wish there was more. For the price, I feel like this hurts the experience and desire to use it. That's a good point. Welcome to Mindy. Let your brain health journey begin. Great news. There's an update available. Is that great news? It's a headset right above your eyebrows. Tighten as much as possible. fuck? It's already pretty tight. It's not super comfortable, but I'm here for results, all right, not comfort. No pain, no gain, even with your brain. Avoid bright light. Oh, not sure that's really an option. All right, the movement of the ball represents your brain activity. Ball rises a few seconds after you increase your brain activity. Win stars by sustaining your brain activity. I want to win some stars. Do they work on the Jeremy Renner app? I don't know how to make myself focus more. Whoa, I did it. Oh, I suck now. Don't get me wrong, I love that I'm getting stars, but I don't know what I'm doing to earn them. I'm just gonna shut up and focus. It worked. Oh no, oh no. I'm plummeting right now. 58? I failed? I guess the thing is, like, I don't know how to be good at it. Like, I understand that if it goes up, I'm doing well, and if it goes down, I'm sucking ass, but I don't know what I'm doing to cause either of those things. The only thing I do know is that it's on so tight I can feel my pulse in my forehead, and I don't love that. Okay, at least though, it gave me a metric, it gave me a starting point. I can do this every day for a couple weeks and see if I get better at it. Set a weekly goal. 7 days. I'm doing it every day this week. Add the weekly goal to my home screen? Oh, no. So you're supposed to do this like every day when you first wake up and then go straight to work and have like a giant like bruise on your forehead. So I've got something for my head. Now I need something for my wrist. I gotta stop trying to figure out how stuff works before just reading the instructions. We recommend having the Apollo wearable gently vibrating on your body for at least 3 hours a day. I have 2 watches? I look like such a dork. I look like I'm under house arrest. No, officer, it's not like that. I just have anxiety. Apollo's modes deliver a novel touch therapy that signals safety to your brain through your sense of touch, restoring balance to the nervous system and helping you bounce back faster. Does this have an app too? 3.5? That's even worse. You know the worst thing about making these videos is, every time I sign up for something, every time I buy something, I start getting spam emails from them. I'm gonna get so many emails. I don't want any emails. Ever. Okay, I can feel it vibrating when I touch it, but I don't feel it vibrating on my wrist. I guess I kind of feel it. It's like really light. Adjust intensity until vibrations are noticeable but not distracting. It's a little distracting, I'll say. Do I want energy and wake up, social and open, clear and focused? Let's do clear and focus, all right? So it's just gonna vibrate on my wrist, but like really gently. Hi, me from the future. All my hair fell off. Don't ask any questions. So I wanted to look a little bit more into some of the research that these companies are citing. Like for the Apollo, they've got a pretty small study here, only 38 participants, but they're touting a 25% increase in focus. Interesting. I didn't think that's something you could measure with a number, but you know what they say.
Science is whatever we want it to be.
All right, let's check out the abstract. And it is behind a paywall. It's gonna cost me $31 to actually see the study that they are bragging about. Awesome. Here's some more preliminary studies. These seem to be promising results. Now let's go to the study itself, where you can see that the results have not been published. So where are they getting these numbers from, huh? It's not over yet. Now, to be fair, these numbers are positive, I'll give them that. At the very least, it doesn't seem to be making things worse for people. But wait a minute, what the hell is an Aura Ring? Another $400 device? Do I have to have both in order for this thing to work? I'm running out of money. Speaking of which, how the fuck does this wristband cost $400? All it does is kind of vibrate. And I guess it has Bluetooth in it too, so it can connect to your phone. You know what else has Bluetooth and the ability to vibrate? A $35 Xbox controller. There's no way it costs even $100 to make one of these things. It's not like it's an all-in-one device either. It doesn't track any of the data that it is supposed to be having an effect on. You need to buy another device to go with it in order to be able to tell if it is working. Now, I'm not saying these companies shouldn't be able to profit. There's a lot of work that goes into production and marketing and coordinating these studies that get hidden behind a paywall. But at a certain point, it's like, what are we doing here? Do you even want this thing to be accessible to the people you're trying to help? I don't want to just dismiss this device altogether, because I know that there are promising studies about it. There are a lot of positive testimonials from people. I just think this company could find a way to still be very profitable without pricing it like it's some miracle device filled with state-of-the-art technology. It's a piece of plastic with a Velcro strap on it. All right, well, I gotta do this for 30 minutes, so let's keep opening boxes. Call me go. What does a 3 minutes at the top mean? It only takes 3 minutes to do what? To use it? It only takes 3 minutes to set it up? I'm so excited for how calm I'm gonna be. I got my wrist shaking up a storm. I got this inhaler that smells like lavender. And it only takes 3 minutes.
Oh, hell yeah. It came with a little screwdriver.
And free batteries. I didn't know it was my lucky day. There's a phone number for a free one-on-one training session. All right. Not a great sign. Can't be that hard, I'll figure it out myself. Oh, I'm high as shit. I don't know what I'm doing. When I blow into it, I can feel a little ball inside, and it goes up to the top, and then the light turns blue, and then when I stop breathing, the light turns off, indicating that I'm not breathing, and the ball falls back down because I'm not blowing into it anymore. But what does it actually do? Well, guess that's going off for now. Last but most certainly not least, Leaf Therapeutics with a hole in the back, just in case. Aw, how nice of them. They already gave me a return envelope. They know I'm gonna return it. This was the cheapest product technically, because I think it was only like $99, but that's $99 a month. If I really loved this product and I really felt like it was helping me and I wanted to use it for an entire year, that's $1,200. But we just want to help people. We want to make it easier for people to give us money so we can buy stuff. Oh no. Oh no, there's a lot of 1-star reviews from years ago. Wow, these are from 3 years ago. Super disappointed in this company. There are no instructions and the data is so hard to see and or understand. When I tried to get help, the company tried to sell me coaching. I needed customer service to explain the product. Super disappointed in this company. I think I'm gonna hold off on this until tomorrow actually, because I've got to be somewhere in 20 minutes and I don't want to have, wires dangling from my chest. But thanks to my new upside down watch, I'm gonna be really calm and focused when I get there because my wrist is gently shaking. That's how brains work. Oh, my forehead's so cold. Good thing my other headset just arrived. Oh God, there's so many things. Charge, download the app, sign up, log in, tap once, activate Bluetooth, first use, select and tap, 2 taps to change, 2 taps to repeat. And it's as easy as that. Oh, this is great. I guess I gotta charge it first then. While that's charging, I'm gonna do my Mindy for the day. It's really important that I begin every clip in this video with a giant red mark on my forehead. I think this time I am gonna watch the video. I was too cocky.
Optimize your experience by wearing headphones that cancel out any outside noise. When you start your training, concentrate on the pressure of the Mendy headband on your forehead. Focus on this sensation and hone in on the movement of the ball. Focus your gaze on the movement of the ball, but don't place too much emphasis on its upward movement.
Okay, but here's what I don't understand. I've used this a couple times. If I just focus on the ball, I'm not in a flow state. I'm waiting for the ball to do something, but then I'm the one in control of the ball, but I don't know how to control the ball. That makes me reactive. How is that any different than me just like scrolling through Twitter, like waiting to be stimulated by something? If I'm waiting to be stimulated by the ball, I'm not doing anything,
Making Mendy a habit and including it into your wellness routine will have a positive impact on your progress.
Like you said, I'm gonna put noise canceling headphones on so I'm not distracted. And this should be my best one yet because I'm following all the rules. Hi, me again. Now, I developed a suspicion early on that no matter what I did, the Mindy app was going to tell me that I kept doing better every single day because obviously it wants me to think that it is working. So after a couple days, I decided to see what would happen if I intentionally sabotaged my training. On day 4, I just laid down until I dozed off, and boy was I focused. I mean, look at all those stars. I'm killing it right now. On day 5, I spent the entire session just watching a YouTube video. On day 6, I played RimWorld the whole time. On day 7, I didn't even look at my phone once. I just spent my whole session eating a wrap that I made purposely too big. My best score so far. On day 8, I rode my exercise bike while playing a guitar solo to the Mindy song. And even though I forgot to plug in my actual microphone for this shot, I still knocked that ball game out of the park. I think I cracked the code. Just as I suspected, my score went up incrementally every single day. 58 to 64 to 68 to 71 to 79 to 86. Despite the fact that I wasn't even trying to do any of what the app told me to do, my brain was getting better and better every day the more I used the Mindy. And sure, there's a chance that maybe I really was just more focused every time. Shit, maybe all these products in conjunction with each other are working as intended and my brain has doubled in size. But it's hard not to think that maybe the app is just doing exactly what it's designed to, which is to make you think that you're getting smarter every day and that this was a good investment.
Call me a cynic, but I'm not buying it.
And if you still don't believe me, on day 9, I strapped the Mindy to a container of oatmeal, and you know what happened? Nothing. Actually, it knew that I was trying to deceive it. So I do have to give this thing a little bit of credit for at least being able to tell the difference between a human head and Publix old-fashioned dry oats. It's doing something in there. I'm just not exactly sure what. All right, so this is probably charged enough to get one thing out of it. Gotta download the app. This is too many things for one video. I should have just bought like 3 of them. Oh, yikes. 2.6. Double tap the device. Okay, I heard a buzz. Oh, it's just running now? That's it? It just started? Where do I put it? Oh no, it doesn't fit. It's supposed to sit right here. And instead, it sits right here. And it smells bad. I'm sorry, but it stinks. I think I'm supposed to wear it like this, actually. I can hear it. It sounds like crickets almost. It's like this has really bad branding because it's like, okay, I set it up, but like, what do I do now? It's not giving me suggestions of like what mode to do or when to do it or how often to do it. I'm supposed to just know all this stuff, I guess. I want to enhance mental capacity. I'm trying to get that limitless brain. We're gonna do it for 30 minutes. I'm going to continue the video while my brain just gets bigger and bigger. You guys let me know if I start getting really smart in the next 30 minutes, we'll know why. All right, let me figure out how to get this fucking leaf thing going. Put on torso, find the edge of your ribs. This blurry ass photo is all I have to go off of? Oh, I'm stuck. I'm just gonna say it goes right there, and it's cold. Why do you need my location? So this is like completely dead? Never mind, I can't get it to work until it charges. So should have opened that box earlier. You know, I guess in the future, maybe instead of unboxing everything on camera, I'll unbox it beforehand so I can charge it first. Hey, wait, that's a pretty good idea. Did I only think of that because I got this fucking thing on my head? I really am smarter now. Just gotta grab this one and leaf on top of that, and this guy, and then that's the wrong plug. There, don't forget one. And now I can relax. All right, let's talk about the leaf. I'm not gonna wait 8 weeks to see if this starts making a difference. I'm gonna return it now. I think it's awfully convenient a company that charges you a monthly fee wants you to be extremely patient with their product. Please pay us at least 3 times before sending it back. And it's not because I think this is a piece of junk. Honestly, it does exactly what it's advertised to do. It tracks your HRV, your heart rate variability, a metric that I had never heard of until it told me about it. And it guides you through these like timed breathing sessions in order to increase the number, because the higher the better, I guess. At least if you Google HRV, it'll tell you it's a big predictor for future health. If the number's high, you'll live forever. If it's low, you might as well dig your own grave now. But upon further research, it seems like there is some debate about what the number actually means. Some people believe everyone just kind of has their own baseline level, and the value in tracking it is simply that when the number starts to trend downward, that can be a sign of a lot of added stress in your life, or even that you might be a couple days away from getting sick before showing symptoms, which is actually really interesting. But anyway, while I'm not 100% sure what to do with the number it gives me, I do know that having an app that I can open up at any time that'll show me how close I am to allegedly dying is probably the worst thing for my mental health. It's kind of like when I first bought an Apple Watch a few years ago and I started obsessing over my heart rate, because up until that point I had never had a device that could track it for me. So then I spent the next few months worrying about how high it was and what that might mean for my health, until one day I decided to just stop looking at it, and then can you guess what happened? It went down. I was causing the problem that I was stressing about by stressing about it. So I'm not gonna make the same mistake again with this thing. Although it would be unfair for me to judge them because of that. That's my own issue. So let's say hypothetically I were to keep using this, what would that experience look like? Well, for starters, I would have to tape this device to my chest every day. I have to feel this cold, sticky tape on my torso, what, for the rest of my life? And then when I run out of tape, I'm gonna have to buy more? I'm not gonna do all that. Also, there is a massive flaw with this device, which is that it is touch activated. By tapping it, you can initiate an automated breathing session where it vibrates super hard on your chest for like 3 minutes. I wore this thing for a day and a half. I must have accidentally activated that thing like 25 times, 10 or so of which were while I was asleep. And it kept waking me up. And maybe you're thinking, Drew, surely that is a setting that can be turned off. No, it's not. If I want to use this thing to track my HRV in my sleep, I just have to deal with the fact that it's gonna wake me up a bunch. The funniest thing about this to me is that I used another app to track my sleep quality. So this right here is me just going to bed normally, no devices, just raw dogging sleep. And this is the one and only night that I wore the leaf. Not only did my sleep score go way down, probably because I kept getting interrupted, but my heart rate variability got cut in half. That is the one thing this device is supposed to improve. So I'm thinking, like, what's the end game here? I keep using this device for weeks and hope that that number keeps improving until it gets back to where it was before I started. And then when that finally happens, I decide, gee, I guess I can't live without this device. I guess I'll keep paying them $99 a month forever, because as far as I can tell, there's no way to opt out of the coaching they automatically signed me up for when I bought it. Which also, like, what do I need coaching for anyway? The app tells me how to do it. She didn't even get my name right.
Hey, Andrew.
If HRV is important to you and it's something you'd like to be able to track, then I would recommend getting one of the many devices out there that will track it for you and that you don't have to tape to your chest. And even though all of these devices are more expensive than $99, after a couple months, it will be the same price. And then every month after that, it will be another $99 cheaper, and so on and so forth forever. Who thought of this business model? And why are they not in jail? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go put that in a prepaid envelope. All right, this is gonna be the most positive segment of the whole video. I think the Call Me Go is a pretty okay product. I will not say it's worth $200, but that still makes it the cheapest out of all the products in this video when you consider the fact that you don't have to subscribe to it. I finally figured out how to use it, even though they never answered my phone call. Basically, you just breathe into it until it vibrates, and that means you've exhaled long enough, so then you breathe in, exhale again, so on and so forth for a couple of minutes. Thankfully, I haven't had a panic attack since I got this thing, but the next time I do, I will definitely try to use it and see if it helps at all. Well, the rest of these products have the promise of this sort of silent long-term effect that you're supposed to just trust is happening and hope that in like 2 months that maybe you might feel some slight difference. They don't do anything to help you if you have a sudden onset of anxiety. This is something that at least has the potential to give you some immediate relief. Again, there are plenty of free ways to accomplish the same exact thing. There are YouTube videos with breathing exercises. You could even just like time how long this tells you to breathe in and out, and then next time count out loud yourself. So I'm not gonna say $198 is some great value for this, but does it do what it's supposed to do? Yes. I can see the practicality in owning one of these. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I have nothing else nice to say for the rest of the video. Boom, you meowed at the door to come in, and I let you in and I closed the door, and now you want to get out? Too bad, you're trapped. My favorite thing about the Apollo is how cumbersome it is to wear on your wrist, because it has to go on the bottom, so it gets in the way of everything. Luckily, the solution is to wear it, that's right, on your ankle. So now every time I walk outside my house, my neighbors do a double take and then sprint in the opposite direction. I didn't commit a crime, Beatrice. I just have trouble focusing. So I've been sleeping with the Apollo and the Neo Rhythm. I've done different combinations. Some nights I'll only wear one. Some nights I haven't worn either of them. Actually, the very first night I had this on my head, which I thought was super uncomfortable. And then I found out You're supposed to put it under the pillow. So that's probably the dumbest I've ever felt. Though it's not like they said that in the app. I had to find that out from a random YouTube video. And if I hadn't found that, I would have just kept putting it on my head every night. But then hold on, and I know this may be a stupid question, but can the electromagnetic pulses even make it that far? Like, I still don't really know how this thing works, but how far do they actually go? Not to brag or anything, but my pillow's pretty thick. Can the pulses go all the way through it? They give you this little magnetic tester that beeps when it's on, which I think it's funny that they feel like they probably have to prove that this thing actually does something, and that's why they give it to us, but that's besides the point. But how it works is that you can only hear it beeping if it's right up next to it. Even if I'm like an inch away, it stops beeping. So you're telling me it has to go all the way through my pillow and pillowcase and skull just to make it into my brain? Shit, what's to stop it from going over to my neighbor's house and getting into their heads? Guess the whole neighborhood's sleeping good tonight. Anyway, for me at least, it seems like it has no effect. As you can see, I am physically incapable of having medium quality sleep. I either sleep amazing or terrible. Just for the sake of being thorough, I'm gonna keep experimenting with these things for the next couple of months, and I'll let you know in a future video if anything drastic changes, but for the time being, I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of these wearables. There are people who say that they felt relief within seconds of putting this thing on their neck, and like the third time I put it on, I got a headache. I'm not trying to spend $300 on a headache. I don't want that shit for free. Out of curiosity, I looked up a few reviews of the product on YouTube, and it kind of seemed like all of them had affiliate links in the description, which sort of means that they're incentivized to say positive things about the product. Even still, I thought it was funny how many of the reviewers would say things like, this technology is groundbreaking. It's so cool. It didn't do anything for me, even though I wore it for 3 weeks, but maybe if you buy it, you'll have different results. Now, the thing about mental health is you can't see it. To everyone else around you, it's invisible. That's why even though it has been heavily destigmatized, no matter what, there will always be people who look at you and say, you're not depressed, you're just lazy. Or like, anxiety's not real because I don't have it, and I'm the main character. But because brain health is invisible, it's impossible for me to prove that these products don't do anything. Like I said, there's people online who say they bought one and it changed their life. I would love it if these things worked perfectly for everyone all the time and it made all our lives better. That would be amazing. I would love it if I could put a piece of plastic on my head and never have anxiety again. But I worry that because it's so clear how hit or miss these devices are, that maybe there might be some placebo effect going on. And look, if it works, it works. That's great for those people, right? Because if it is a placebo effect, that means for everyone who bought it and didn't get anything out of it, all it's done is made their lives worse because they still have anxiety, but now with $400 fewer dollars. What I will say is that I think there is legitimacy in just having something to focus on when working towards a goal. A lot of the time with mental health, it kind of feels like the only thing you can do is just wait for it to get better, or you end up in a depression loop where you don't have the motivation to do any of the things that may make you feel less depressed. That was a story of my life for like 2 years. So there probably is something beneficial just in scheduling a task every day. Maybe part of it is the task itself, and part of it is the sense that you're actively working towards something. Like, these things don't do anything unless you tell them to. So when you sit down to work and you're like, I need to be more focused, I could try putting this thing on my wrist and activating focused and energized mode, and then, maybe I'll get more work done. And maybe on the other end of the spectrum, because I went into this so resistant and so skeptical, it's kind of my own fault that this didn't work for me because I wasn't allowing my brain to take on any change. It's sort of the whole I can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself thing. Although that's me really trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, to recap my experience, I think the Mindy would be a bad investment for most people. I think the Leaf would be a bad investment for anyone. I think the NeoRhythm is a little too risky to try out yourself because it seems like a lot of people have no sensitivity to these kind of devices, and even if you want to return it for a refund, you have to spend upwards of $60 to ship it all the way back to Slovenia. I think the Call Me Go has a very niche use, but a use nonetheless, and the Apollo is probably the most overpriced product I've reviewed on this channel since the MoonPod. I doubt even the biggest believers in this wristband can honestly say that they think this is worth what it costs. It feels so light and cheap in your hand. Just yesterday, I got an ad for almost the same exact type of product. And I don't know anything about this one, but they were charging $90 for 2 of them. And they're also just little watches that vibrate. Sure, maybe this one knocks it out of the park. Maybe it's way better, but is it $350 better? I doubt it. So as a company focused on people's well-being, if you can afford to charge substantially less for a product and still profit from it, why aren't you doing that? It seems like you've arbitrarily tacked on this mental health tax because you know that your target audience might just be desperate enough to spend all that money anyway. And so no matter how effective these things prove to be, I cannot comfortably get behind them. To me, this whole business model seems extremely exploitative. That being said, I'm curious to hear if you guys have bought anything like these and if you've had similar or hopefully better experiences. It's always hard to tell exactly what the consensus for something is, when from past experience, I know that some of these websites heavily moderate their reviews. And also half of these products don't even show reviews. They just show a handful of testimonials at the bottom and call it a day. Wow, this product is approved by 3 out of 3 people? I guess it's perfect then. Well, it's that time, folks. Time for me to earn back the money I wasted on this video by telling you about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Hi, hungry? Thought you might be. Then how does 70% off a bunch of food delivered to your door in a box sound? You wanna know what it tastes like first? That's fine, I can tell you. I've been using HelloFresh for like 4 years now, and I absolutely love it. I tend to do all the cooking in our house because every time Amanda steps foot in the kitchen, something terrible seems to happen. So it's made it a lot easier for me to feed us. At this point, I've probably made hundreds of delicious meals and gotten a lot more confident in the kitchen throughout the process. It's a great way to step out of my comfort zone and try recipes that I might not have ever tried otherwise. And they're constantly updating their menu with new seasonal meals. Like I just saw apricot pork tenderloins and cowboy chili, cowboy hat not included. The best part in my opinion is you're not just beholden to whatever they decide to send you. You got full control over the menu every week, and making any changes is as simple as just tapping a few buttons on the app. You can even customize individual meals by adding sides like tomato soup. They even have the option for ready-made meals if you're looking for something super convenient that you can just throw in the oven on those particularly busy days. With the holidays approaching, I think all of our schedules are starting to fill up, so why not do something to free up some time and make dinner a whole lot easier? Go to HelloFresh.com and use my promo code I'mALittleStinker70 to get 70% off your order plus free ship. Again, that's I'mALittleStinker70, but you need to say it, so you're actually the little stinker. Haha, got you, and the link is in the description. Thank you so much, HelloFresh, for sponsoring today's video, and thank you for watching it. Unless you were just pretending to watch it the whole time, which if you made it this far, just pretending, you fooled me, so good job.